Universal Orlando has done something incredible. For thousands of guests, including me, it has made unforgettable vacations possible. But even the best theme parks still face one accessibility challenge. One that affects millions of people. And surprisingly, it isn't wheelchairs, it isn't ramps, it isn't accessible bathrooms. It's something much harder to design for. Today, we are talking about the biggest accessibility challenge theme parks still haven't solved. So, before we begin, I want to make something very clear. This isn't a criticism of Universal Orlando. In fact, I generally believe Universal is one of the industry leaders when it comes to helping guests with hidden disabilities. I experienced it myself. Compared to Disney, Universal always gives me the feeling of being welcome. But accessibility isn't a destination. It's a process. Even the best parks can continue improving. And today, I'd like to explore one challenge that affects millions of visitors, not just those with visible disabilities, but many people living with invisible conditions as well. Now let's talk about that accessibility isn't one thing. When many people hear the word accessibility, they immediately think about wheelchairs. But accessibility is much bigger. A friend of mine is blind. She needs completely different things than me, who has chronic pain and a fused foot. Another friend of mine has chronic fatigue, and another one is severe autistic. So everyone has completely different needs when visiting those theme parks. So every guest experiences a park in a different way. That's what makes accessibility so challenging. There is no single solution. In my opinion, Universal has made incredible progress over the last couple of years. Let's give credit where credit is due. Universal has invested heavily in accessibility. The AAP, accessible hotel rooms, companion restrooms, first aid, wheelchair rentals, and well-trained and helpful cast members. Detailed attraction information you can always look up, and all of these things matter. They generally improve my vacation enormous, but they still can't solve one fundamental problem. Because the biggest challenge is invisible energy. Or more accurately, the fact that no one can see how much energy another person has left. A guest may look completely healthy, yet they are running on empty. So there was only a small thing that could put this guest over the edge. And no app can measure stuff like that. Not a single cast member, no matter how well they are trained, can immediately recognize stuff like that. And no attraction can predict it. And sometimes not even we notice until it's almost too late. I've been there a couple of times and I am getting frustrated and just don't play with me when I'm on that point. I am not as nice as most of the times when I am tired and exhausted. Please just be kind and don't push me. Don't press the wrong buttons. This is just my experience and my advice. And now let's talk about why this is so difficult. Imagine designing a theme park. How do you build for something invisible? Some guests need more seating, and I really hope that there will be benches in the bus loop at Epic Universe, because this was one of my biggest complaints. Others, like my friend, needs less noise. She's wearing her headphones all the time, and I think I will go to the to the theme park convention in November in Orlando, and I'm really interested in if they're finding a solution for autistic persons like her to keep her headphones on during the ride. That would be a game changer for her. Or sometimes people just need shorter wait times, like I can't stand for more than 10 minutes on a bad day. Or other need maybe frequent access to food or to their medication. Another one need air conditioning. Every hidden disability is completely different. And that is why accessibility will never be finished. Now let's talk about Universal's biggest strength. Here is what I think Universal excels. Rather than assuming every guest needs exactly the same thing, they provide options. You decide what works best for you. AAP may help someone like me. A wheelchair may help another, like a friend of mine who has chronic fatigue. She would definitely take advantages out of a wheelchair. And for me, most of the times, shows just become recovery time. So it's really good that Universal is offering a great variety of shows, so I just can sit down, relax, and still be part of the magic. And restaurants become also recharge stations for people like me. Flexibility is often the best form of accessibility, and I think Universal is providing a lot of those. But now let's talk about what still could be improved. If I could wish for one thing, it wouldn't be another attraction. It would be more recovery spaces. And maybe a different version in the app when you are on the AAP that is unlocked with all the quiet corners. Maybe an actual map on how busy some area is would be really helpful for people with severe autism. And maybe just a designated room that is just for getting out there, getting out of the noises and sit down and recharge. That would be, I think, a quite nice evolution of stuff like that. I know you can go to first aid whenever you feel overwhelmed, but I think the barrier is quite high. A room where we just can sit down and recharge would be nice. So I would add more recovery spaces and quiet indoor lounges and comfortable seatings. Maybe more shaded resting areas. And as I said, clearly marked places where guests can simply pause. Only on the AAP app maybe, so those places don't get overcrowded. Not because something is wrong, but because everyone benefits from slowing down sometimes. And now let's talk about that accessibility can help everyone. One of my favorite ideas is something called universal design. When something is designed well, everyone will benefit. Parents with small children, older guests, guests recovering from surgery, visitors dealing with a jet lag, and people with a hidden disability. Accessibility isn't only about a small group of people. It's about creating a better experience for everyone. Now I want to talk about my own experience. One lesson has completely changed how I travel. I stopped trying to prove I could keep up. Instead, I started listening to my body. And ironically, that is exactly what allows me to spend more days in those parks. The goal isn't to be the fastest guest. The goal is to enjoy every moment I am out there in the theme parks. So, in my opinion, the biggest accessibility challenge isn't technology. It isn't the architecture. It isn't even the waiting times. It is understanding that every guest experiences a park differently. No company in the world will ever create one perfect solution that fits everyone. But companies can keep listening, and I think Universal is doing an excellent job with it. Companies can keep learning and keep improving. And that is how accessibility can grow, one thoughtful decision at a time. So, if this video resonates with you, I would really appreciate if you consider subscribing to my channel. I will go back to Orlando in November, as I said. 2 weeks Universal Orlando. We also will go to Kennedy Space Center and the theme park convention. And just keep in mind, everything from the point of view from someone who has a hidden disability and knows all the struggles. So not the normal content you will see with just going on every attraction. I will just show how hard those theme parks can be and how beautiful at the same time. It's not a trade-off, but you can definitely enjoy yourself even with a disability. I think you've learned something, or better, I hope you learned something, and I will see you in my next video tomorrow. Have a wonderful day and goodbye.